I actually got some pixel art work to do today, like actual commissioned pixel art work, which is nice. Haven't done that in a minute. It's from my boy Paris. I'll show you him. In fact, yoink, yoink. So Paris is someone I've worked with before. He's a really cool game developer. Very cool game developer. Working on a sick turn-based tactical football game. Really? They're giving me all these lame jabronis and not the actual man himself. He has like 2 accounts. He has 2 accounts. There's Chris Perry. Yeah, this guy. So this is the game he's working on. Tactical turn-based basketball game. And I did these sprites initially, but we're gonna do a little art direction pivot. So he gave me a reference for what he's thinking about. Before, this sprite was very much based in Scott Pilgrim's kind of style. There's a lot of influence from there when I made these initially. But now we're gonna do a little pivot. We're gonna do a pivot. There's a game called Triangle Strategy. I think it's called that. Something like that. Let me search it up real quick. He gave me reference sprites for it. Triangle Strategy. Yep, that's the game. That's the game. And we're gonna do sprites in this similar kind of style. Similar kind of style to this. So today we're gonna be working on just a simple art test. I'm gonna do take the original concept for the characters and try to see if we can fit them into this general style. That's the plan for today. That's the plan. So we're gonna open up the good old A sprite. Yeah, this is a thing for my fight pad. Don't question it. And we're just gonna get into it. And I think a good way to start doing that is by actually getting the sprites themselves. So we're just gonna yoink one of these sheets just to get a feel for the resolution. Now how upscaled are they? Oh, it's actually 1:1. Perfect. Beautiful. And before I go any further, let me also bring up the stream manager, because it'll be good to see what you guys are saying. All right, let's go. Ooh, I hear myself. That's bad. Okay, here we go. All right, we should be good. Oh, it's football. Yeah, basketball. It's a basketball game. It's a global basketball game. So, okay, this style is going to be it's a very big difference from what we initially did. So let me actually close out of here, and 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 here. Don't save. Here, 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 here. Remember all these boys? Remember all these good fellas? Okay. And let's bring up one of the old sprites from the actual game. Footballer. No, that's football. That's football. That's football. Where is his sprites? User documents. Documents. What am I doing? What did you? Oh yeah, I'm doing art. I'm going to art. I'm going to pixel art. Study, stream stuff, portfolio site. Did I not have anything here for work? Let's review. Did I make another folder, like a jabroni, just for contract work? I did. There we go. So let's take a look at this guy's style. As you can see, look at this guy's style. My style. The style I made for this. Very different structurally. Very different. This is meant to be more toony. This is meant to try to be... I don't know. I don't want to say realistic, because it's also toony in its own kind of right. But more illustrative. Meaning here, there's more flat outlines. It's more comic booky, I'd say, actually. So you have strong black outlines. There's no colors within the outlines either. And then here we have very clear, distinct color groups. Whereas here, we don't quite have that same thing. All the outlines are not a solid, bold color. They are very, they're shaded depending on where they're interacting with light. There's not clear, defined color groups. Mostly because of the size resolution, but also, or just, yeah, just the resolution. But also, everything's very anti-aliased. So there's a lot of colors being kind of molded together to make a very, I don't know, to make a lot of gradients happen. Anime, yeah, that's a good description. This is definitely more anime-esque. So, and a lot of RPGs from the SNES era, besides like Earthbound, are like this. So, we have some clear ideas for how we want to go about this. I think a good way to go is to yoink this bad boy. Let me find one where he's in the angle. I think this would be a better one. We're going to grab this. We're going to make a new sprite. And we're going to try to make a template out of this guy here. Just a template just to work off of to get a feel for the anatomy. And then once I have a basic template, I'm going to go and actually make our specific character. Now this template, the goal of this template is specifically just to make a, oh, before I even get started, let me actually add the preview. I've been doing a lot of speed paints, like making speed paint shorts, and they've been actually performing pretty okay. So I kind of want to keep doing that. And to do that, I gotta have this. I gotta have the preview here so you can see what's going on throughout the whole life cycle of the art. So it's necessity. So cool. Let's start with just the outlines. And then we'll just go from there. Are you making a whole new character or just changing the art style? The art style. We're gonna keep this character, so like the clothing, his hair color, all that stuff. I'm gonna try to keep it and maintain as much of it as possible. This is an art test, which means we're not actually fully committing to doing this. This is just a way to see if this is what we want to pursue. If we like the results and we think this style works well with the game, we will keep pursuing it. But as it stands, this is non-committal. This is non-committal. It is like, I don't know, Tinder date. We're just checking out the merchandise. We're not committing. Okay, why is this color not transferring over here? It's index. This is index. Sprite color mode RGB. There we go. Yeah, it's gonna be a little tedious. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be a little tedious process, but we're just testing the waters here. And the nice thing about doing this, doing a template first, is that, you know, we can just try to adapt it directly. But I think it'll be nice to know in the future, like if we want to have bald characters, which the game currently does have, how do bald characters look? You know? Do they look good? Do they look weird? Does the style not work well for it? That's also a factor to consider. So starting with a template, it's always a nice little, it's a nice thing to do. Right now he's got a little dome head going on. We don't want that. No dome heads. Yeah. I'm gonna have to make some bald. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You already see. You already see. You already see how it works out. Okay, that looks better. That looks better. See, it's very odd because it's like a 3/4 view. Like the character's rotated 3/4 to the side, so you still see like the front part of the face. But there's also the side profile that's still visible too. But we have to do like a weird little abstraction because, you know, it's a pretty low resolution, so we can't really convey the whole jawline quite well. The jawline is a little complex to convey sometimes. It'll be looking derpy. But I feel we can fudge this. Okay, and then we're gonna play with some values. Try to convey some shades. I also want to see if I can convey their ears at all. And then we're gonna still, even though we're making a template, I'm still gonna try to start doing some of the stuff for the basketballer. Baru. So I'm gonna start using some of these colors here. We're gonna start using variants of the colors. Maybe a little bit brighter here and there. Just to add some spice to life. And actually, it's a little bit inverted because it seems they do this here, like that. And you already know I'm gonna have to do it to him. I'm gonna have to do it to him. Give that bald man sheen. Now here's the interesting part, is adding color variants in the outline itself. We gotta do it. We gotta do it to him. We gotta do it to him. Now here we're getting into more preference stuff. I like using hue shifting towards the pink side of things. Oh yeah, so we're talking about the general stream stuff today too. So yeah, we're gonna do this for a little bit. Hopefully get this concept done real quick. And then we're gonna switch to Omori. Omori. Omori's quickly becoming like the thing I look forward to doing throughout the week. Like I'm like, yes, let's do some more Omori. I want to see what happens, man. I'm invested at this point. Though one thing I do have to point out here is that they do hue shift into more desaturated colors. My colors are way too saturated here. Maybe for this game it might make sense to do that, but if we're trying to be more faithful to this game style, less saturated colors are the way to go. Amori's the thing I look forward to watching. We're in the same boat. You're just like me, for real, for real. Yeah, Amori's sick, man. I'm very much invested. I gotta say, man, my track record with starting and finishing games on this channel is pretty bad. But, you know, at the same time, I've never been at this stable-ish point in my life where I can actually commit to that. Before I was in college and all this stuff. But I think this is gonna be the game. Mostly at this point, just because of, like, I just want to do that. Like, if it wasn't for this, I would want to do it in my spare time. Actually, no, I wouldn't, because there's something different about playing the game with you and anybody else who's watching. There's something different about experiencing it collectively, you know what I'm saying? Okay, did a lot of face work. We'll go back to do the actual other layer on top of that. So here's the weird thing, right, with this guy. It's not easy to tell where, like, this hand is clearly the hand, forearm right here, and it's like tucked in like this, right? What's going on here? What's going on here, buddy? Like, for me, I inherently interpret this as, okay, this is the hand. And then, like, the forearm is here, but it's, like, tucked in. And then here's the bicep, and then here's the shoulder. That's such a tight space, dude. Like, his hand just got, like, it's like you took a Pringles can and then squashed it, right? Yeah, exactly. I have people to guess about the game with. We can craft our own theories. I have help when I get stuck. That's embarrassing. Oh, what's embarrassing is I was like looking through the. Okay, what's actually embarrassing is I was looking through the VOD for this. I think the second or third stream. I think the third stream was where we did nothing at all because I was stuck. And I was like scrubbing through the video. I was like trying to edit it, and I was like, dude, I'm an idiot. Like we did nothing. We did nothing. Yeah, he has a chore. Yeah, exactly. Like this is the business arm, and this is the arm that just. It's just unfortunate. So I may take a departure from there, because he's also a basketball player. That's what we're trying to convey here too. You have to keep that in mind. So let's start with the body. And the reason I bring up he's a basketball player is that we have to figure out he has to be able to dribble and stuff. So one of the trade-offs with doing this style is that it becomes harder to be more expressive with the animations because it's a smaller resolution. The characters are more stumpy, a little stumpier. You know what I'm saying? They're more stumpy. This guy's looking weird. Like if I'm gonna try to make him draw him like because in this character clearly has a lot of layers on him as far as clothing is concerned. So he's a little bit thicker, right? But I'm trying to get a feel for him, just his body in general, like naked. And I doubt it's actually this size. So we're gonna have to do some creative liberties, or take some creative liberties. So let's try to do his normal default pose where he's just like waiting to block. Let's think about volume here for a second. Alright, we're gonna start going off-roading. We're gonna go off-road a little bit, alright? Because I'm not saying the art is bad. It's definitely good, but it's a different game. It's a different game with different needs, different requirements. So we need to go off-road and make it our own, or at least as much our own as we possibly can. We're still gonna keep them a little thick, because I think it suits, you know, it's part of the style, I think. We might have to do the flip test to see if this actually looks good. New name of stream, getting internet with pixel art. Wait, what? Getting intimate. I read that in like I read internet first, and then I read entrapment, and then I read intent, or intimate. Jeez, I might. Sometimes I feel like I'm actually dyslexic, man. How funny would it be to be a programmer who's dyslexic? I think that'd be really goofy. Yeah, we're definitely getting something here. That would suck. Yeah, it would suck. Well, I think it'll be kind of goofy. Because, like, it would suck if that's being applied to you, right? But I've already been doing this for how long? A couple years at this point? And, like, if I learn that, I'm not gonna feel bad. I'm gonna be like, yeah, dude. It's gonna be like Rock Lee taking off his weights. I'm gonna feel like such a badass. I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm a dyslexic and I work with you. How does that feel? How does that make you feel? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd be like, dude, imagine if I wasn't nerfed. Oh, you'd be screwed. Okay, actually, it's kind of weird to think about it that way, because it's a cooperative field. You know, you're not competing against your coworkers, but I don't know, to a certain level, you can feel like that. But it shouldn't. But it does. Okay, so human biology, right? His hand, if you were to be standing up, should be like halfway by his thigh. Right now, it feels like it goes far further than that. So we're gonna push his hand back a little bit, because it don't feel quite right. It feels a little funny. Let's try to see where his delts would be. Oh, and the animation's gonna be definitely a lot more simplified in this style. He looks like a gingerbread man. That's what comes to mind. Yeah. Also, speaking about Naruto, Toonami's coming back. That's pretty wild. I'm not sure if you grew up with Toonami, but it's coming back. That's pretty cool. I get to feel like I'm a kid again, watching something I shouldn't be watching. Except now I'm an adult. This is the weird ambiguity of this pose, man. I was always asleep when Toonami came on. Tragic. Are you an anime head? Like, are you into anime in general? I remember when anime wasn't a cool thing to be into. I remember getting bullied for liking anime. These kids don't know, man. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know, man. You can tell they haven't been bullied, man. They do the wildest, weirdest things. It screams that they've never been bullied. And we gotta change that. Watching Family Guy and wake up in the middle of the night to George Lopez. Oh, the classic. You wake up to Lowrider playing. It's crazy how George Lopez is kind of a, you know, bad dude. A bad guy. You know, just kind of a shitty person in general. It's crazy how that is. He's a Mr. Family on that show. Okay, what is the song that's playing? I know it's Tohu. Why is Tohu playing so much? It's 5 minutes? I'm going crazy. Next. Yeah, George Lopez is whack though. Off and on a few months of the year, all I watch is anime, and then the rest of the year I stay away from it. But I just don't feel like watching it. I'm very much the same way. I'm actually very much the same way. Like something, there's like a rotation seasonally for me. And it's with interest in general too for me, but you know that extends to anime as well, where at some period I just that's all I consume is anime. I'm binging, I'm reading manga like crazy. That's all I'm doing, and then after that I'm like all right, I'm good. I don't need to watch none of this. I get to pretend like I'm a normal person. You know? Just a normal guy. Doesn't have a crippling, obsessive anime interest for like 20% of the year. Like maybe something will come up and it'll catch my interest, and I get sucked back into it, and then after that I come back and I'm like, whoa, what just happened, dude? That was crazy. Okay, how does this guy look? Yep, looks goofy. Looks goofy. Yeah, it's the eye for me. I'm not a weeb. It's January. I'm only a weeb during summer. Exactly. I'm not a weeb right now. Catch me in January, but I will be one. Oh, give me a minute. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Alright. I'm back. I had an emergency. I got hungry right at once. I got some chicken. Yeah, no. That's like me with a bunch of other things though. It's not just anime. So sometimes I'm like really into woodworking, and then I'm like super obsessive about it. It's not just like I'm into it. I become obsessive with it. You know, I'm looking at everything. I'm doing all this research. I'm looking at different types of wood, different types of stains, staining methods, painting methods, sealing methods, all that kind of stuff. And at some point, my attention pivots to something else. And then all of a sudden I get into fighting games, and I started doing research, frame data, character matchups, all this stuff. What's happening in the meta? Da, 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 da. Right now, I'm in the fighting game mode right now. And then after that, you know, sometimes I'll get really into cars. Like last time, I got really into cars. Got into Assetto Corsa. Like everything cars, like learning about assembly, the car history, manufacturing history, learning how to drift and all the different types of ways to drift. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like there's like a spinning wheel in my head. And every month, they spin it. And it's like, all right, that's what you're going to be. That's who you're going to be for this month is whatever this is. Oh, this is good. Okay, let's see if we can cook with this. So I think this is in a reasonable state. Actually, I may actually move him back more. Before stream, I was watching someone bend the frame of a car in their backyard. Oh, yo! It's mostly cars and what shitbox I want to fix and rebuild. Gotcha. But yeah, you totally get it, man. I always wonder, like, maybe if that's an ADHD thing or something. Because I have ADHD. Like, I was diagnosed as a kid with that. Why is this in my playlist? Oh, gets grabbed by Beowulf once. Yeah, this is a fighting game thing I'm talking about. This is not the video playlist for this, but yeah, and the game, this game Skullgirls, if you get grabbed by this character, it's just game over. It's, you know, just push your controller down and just accept what's coming to you, because you can't change your fate. What's gonna happen is going to happen. You can't escape it. So, you know, just take that time to reflect on your life, reflect on the things that brought you to this point, and then unplug and never touch the game again. That's what happened to me. I used to play Skullgirls. I have... Let's see. I have currently... Let me find it. Yeah, currently I have 72 hours in Skullgirls. Not crazy, but still quite a lot of time. And then I got grabbed by a Beowulf online. And then I squeezed my Skull Candy controller so hard I broke it. And I just never touched it again. I never played it again. You know, I was just, you know, this is a cool game, but, you know, maybe it's not for me, man. Maybe it's not for me. Yeah. I was never diagnosed with anything, but a therapist I had wanted me to take an autism test. Oh, that's also a thing. That's a flavor of not neurotypical. I'm not gonna say welcome to the club, but hey, man. Welcome to the self-diagnosed. Or just welcome to differently minded. Yeah, it sounds like a shit game. I mean, it's you know, it's you know, I'm not gonna say it's a shit game, but the thing I don't like is infinite combos. Combos where it's just infinite and you just put your controller down and just take whatever happens to you. And that game has a lot of that, especially when you play teams. And you know, it's just not meant for me. Like games, that style of fighting games, like Marvel vs. Capcom and Skullgirls, and like they're team-based games, and they have a lot of infinite combos where you know you just get got, and that's kind of it, you know. And some people like it, but some people also like fentanyl, you know, and some people also like crack, like. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. Let's just say that, you know. Not to say that, you know, I'm not trash at other fighting games. All the fighting games I'm currently playing right now, I'm pretty trash at. The tournament I went to, I went 0-2. So, you know, it's not like I'm great at it or anything, but, you know, it's not like if you make one mistake, that's just it. You're done for the rest of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's still, like, you can bring it back. You can gaslight yourself into thinking there's still a chance. Oh, man. Okay, let's start doing clothes. Let's start doing clothes. I don't think I have autism, but if I did, it would explain a lot. Yep. Yeah, I wonder how it is to be diagnosed as an adult with something like that. Because, like, I was diagnosed at a young age. So, you know, I always had that in my pocket where I was like, you know, this is probably the ADHD thing. It's probably that. That's probably what's going on here. You know? Like, I always had that as, like, a potential excuse for things. Which is also kind of crappy. Or I use it, honestly, I use it to explain, like, why I was super hyper-focused on things, but then things I didn't care about was super hard. Like, I remember being so frustrated because, you know, I didn't want to do any of my schoolwork because it's so boring. But I would come home and just work on making video games and programming and all that stuff, and that I could totally do for hours on end without a break or anything. But like traditional school just did not, it does not click with me. I still somehow made it. And I remember being super frustrated because I was like, I'm smarter than like, I was like, the people who are getting higher grades than me, I'm smarter than them. You know, I know this stuff better than them without having to do any studying, but I have a lower grade just because, like, it doesn't. This is not meaningful work. You know, I don't think it's valuable. You know, and honestly, kind of good on me for sticking to doing with the thing that I found interesting because. I mean, okay, actually, I still had to go to school. I still had to get my degree. I got all my opportunities because of that, because of a degree. But I wouldn't have also had that opportunity if I didn't do programming on my spare time and dedicate a lot of time to that. Heck, I wouldn't have this job if it wasn't for that. I think for boomers, they would contemplate self-extermination. Wait, what? I love getting trapped in the corner by a big buff guy who insults my mother. What? I'm just against the fighting game stuff. Self-extermination, Gen Z. Oh, if they discovered that they had that, they'll probably just shrug it off. Yeah, I think all classes but history and basic math are a waste of time. Yeah, if it's not something that pertains to what they're interested in, then yeah, totally. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, education, like, honestly, if I have kids, I'd rather homeschool them, dude. Like, high key, I think it'll be better for them if they're homeschooled. High key. Because then they can learn what they're actually interested in. If we do it right, they don't develop a fear of learning. Because that's the thing that also happens. Students begin... You're born and you're born to love learning as a kid. As a child, learning is amazing. You know, learning about this world and all this stuff. But once you start getting a standardized test, you start having a fear response to learning. Like, learning stops being fun and it becomes stressful. And then you just associate learning with stress. It sucks because, you know, learning, it should be like an amazing endeavor. You know, like one that you actively enjoy and participate in. There's a whole rant you can go on. We can go on to, because like the modern education system is a very new idea. And it's not really conducive for teaching. It's very much by design not meant to teach people critical thinking, right? It really isn't. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some funky stuff here with this hair. But yeah, it's not meant for teaching people to be critical thinkers. That's very much by design. And it's meant to stomp out individuality, creativity. It's a miracle that anyone still has a passion for learning things after going through, you know, our system. Oh yeah, calculus in adult life? Yeah, no. 100%. Like, if you can tell what a kid is interested in early on, like for me, early on in elementary school, everyone knew I liked making games. I liked doing that stuff, right? But I never had a mentor. There was no one like help push me along that path. That's a path I had to go on by myself for the majority of it. And I always used to be kind of frustrated because I knew I didn't know what I knew there's more to it, but I didn't know what I didn't know, and I didn't have anyone I can turn to for that, right? So like, sure, I made it, and I developed a lot of skills by constantly pursuing it. But there's always the thought in the back of my mind of, but what could have I accomplished had I had someone to mentor me, right? At an earlier age, what more could I have been had I had that resource afforded to me, you know? And it's like, and I you know, I don't want to blame my parents because, you know, they're like well, my dad's an immigrant, and then, you know, my mom didn't really know English, you know, or she was learning English because of me, and, you know, they did the best they could, and I turned out pretty dang good for that effort that they did, so I'm not faulting them for that. And then the education, like, I can blame the education system, but it's doing what it's designed to do, right? There was a teacher specifically who saw that potential, and she tried to get me a scholarship and stuff, but because of my academic performance, I didn't qualify for it, even though she thought I really did qualify for it. Or just like this, a frog, unless you're a psycho. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, there's some game design. That's a nice thing. There's like game design classes that are popping up, which is cool. She's a Spanish speaker. She speaks Spanish, and she knows English now. And she knew English then, but she didn't know when I was a baby, so she was forced to learn English to communicate with me because for whatever reason, I wouldn't pick up English. I wouldn't pick up Spanish. For some reason, I was very stubborn as a baby about speaking English. And then, like, for cognitive development, the doctor told my mom that they should stick to English because I wasn't speaking for a long period of time because I was stuck between two languages and I couldn't really fully commit to any of them. I understand Spanish and I can speak it. It's just, you know, they chose English and that's my primary language now. How do they handle volume? Oh, they do the whole individual hair strand thing. I don't like that. We're gonna have to do something with it. Do some highlights. Yeah, instead of doing like... Yeah, it was kind of funny because like the day they committed to doing that, they put Mr. Rogers on. And then immediately I started speaking English. That's what they say. I started speaking as soon as they put on Mr. Rogers, and, you know, then like the next day I started speaking full sentences. Like they said it freaked them out. Maybe I gotta move this down a little bit. I don't like how high up it is. And if we do that, the eyes become a bit weird. That's why they had this go down in the yeah, that's what they're doing. I get it now. Yeah, the hair's gonna be a weird thing. That's enough Marioware. Do I speak Spanish now? Yeah, I can speak Spanish. I'm not perfectly fluent in it. I understand it fluently, so if people are talking in front of me, I can understand what they're saying completely. Speaking is not great. Like, I can converse. If I was in a Spanish country, I can, you know, survive there. I can converse with locals. It's just that my grammar is not the best. That's really what kind of boils down to. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, come on. No. Let me bring this sprite out of here, over here. Just so I can have an easy reference to look at. Yeah, and they kept this line going up to imply that the four. Yeah, yeah. Gosh, you see how big of a difference one pixel makes, dude? One pixel can make such a big difference. And then you do this. No, that's not right. Well, this happens here, which means this... Oh, they make it go down to a point. No. Jump on it. Okay, you know what? We're gonna duplicate this. Hide it. I'm gonna merge this down. Because I gotta do some stuff that affects other layers. I've also wanted to learn German, but the USA is very... But in the USA, it's a very useful language. Yeah, I've actually contemplated German as well, just because how similar it is to English. Like on that side, I wanted to do that. But Spanish is definitely way more useful on a day-to-day kind of basis. Like, I got rear-ended the other day, and the guy could only speak Spanish. I had to talk to him in Spanish. So in that circumstance, oh yeah, super helpful, man. Alright, let's see how well this translates. Got two colors going on here. No belly button. Give him that Bruce Lee. Give him that little Bruce Lee jacket sweater thing. It was not honestly, it wasn't. There's like basically no damage. Yeah, there's very little damage. I mean, we still have to take it to the shop to make sure like the sensors aren't damaged and all this other stuff. But like, you can't tell there's any damage. It looks fine. The sensor still works from our testing that day. But we still want to take it to the shop and make sure nothing's wrong with it before. If it's fine, then we're not going to do a claim or anything like that. But if there is damage, then you know, better to have documented proof of it. But yeah, I definitely would rather have Spanish than not have it. Especially in that instance. Okay, and how does this guy do the things? Okay. Yeah. We gave him little trousers. We gave him little trousers. So he can have his grundle be free. His little jimmies, they're free. That's why we get him trousers. Yeah, I'm gonna be moving things around with this guy. And of course, the highlighting stuff we talked about earlier. A lot of colors all the time, everywhere. I'm gonna bring this in a little bit. Yeah, I also want to make this more flatter. A couple years ago, but it only chipped the paint where the bolt from the front license plate hit, told the woman to forget about it. Yeah. It was a bad day though. It was like not the day to have. Like, it was the worst day to have that happen. I did get rear-ended a year or 2 years ago. I still have the insurance claim. This claim hasn't been filled. Like, it hasn't been done yet. Like, the insurance has not finished because like I get that time there was significant damage. Significant damage, right? There's a whole story. But yeah, the first repair guy we took it to, the auto body shop, they use glue to put things together. There's a lot of other dumb things, like they use like an aftermarket shutter, which the electronics, we're still throwing a check engine light. And they try to blame it on the accident, but it was like, no, even after the accident, we took it for the emissions test and it still passed. So clearly this issue happened after your repairs. And when we took it to a repair shop, they were like, oh yeah, it's an aftermarket shutter. They replaced it with the actual proper one, and then bam, all the check engine light went away. Everything passed their tests, and the insurance does not want to pay for the glue repairs, like actually properly repairing the front bumpers and front and back bumpers, which still have glue. They're still using like we still haven't changed it. It's still glue. So like it's sinking and then water is getting in from the rain. Sucks, man. Yeah, I kind of want to move his body forward more. Like, I guess he's supposed to be in a very aggressive position. But, you live up north, so you have to have... Yeah, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I'm gonna go... Oh, dude. Like, going back to Florida becomes a more and more interesting prospect for me. Like, I love my house. I love the house we have right now. We just finished a buttload of renovations, which was a painful process. So I don't want to, like, you know, give it away. But, buddy, having cars here kind of sucks. But I think Florida does that too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, it's been a minute. I don't think they do that. I don't know. In South Carolina, as long as you have working lights and a seatbelt, you won't get pulled over. That's what I'm talking about. I can get behind that, brother. I can get behind that, brother. I tell you what, man. Emissions tests are ruining this country. I tell you what, boy. I tell you what. Alright, and then we of course have to do some changes here too while we're at it. I know I had an extra... Yeah, here we go. That's too dark. You have to make this more meaningful. This color, we're gonna make it darker and less saturated. Less saturated, darker. Oh, they actually have this go down to like that. Yeah, this positioning's weird. Because I almost feel like this needs to go up. Like, it almost feels like there should be some foreshortening happening with this arm, with his hand. I'm gonna make this arm look a little bit slightly bent. Oh, I love this part. I love this part of the song, man. I love... Like, it's Circle of Fifths, I think. Circle of Fifths. Dun, 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 dun. I need a guitar to get this down. At some point I'm gonna cut the cat off my car. The what? But the cat, like the catalytic converter. Just have it be spewing super loud. Yeah. Or option, you can always get a bypass. There's like a thing they sell where it's like a switch where you can open and close it. So if you ever perchance drive past like a state that has like that requirement, you can activate it and you know you're fine there. But then again, why would you want to go to one of those states anyways? Like, why would you want to go to those doo-doo bad states where they require you? Those un-American states where they force you to be socially responsible with your missions. Like, ew, gross. Okay, it feels... Goodness. This is pixel art. You stress out over little stupid details. Like our normal art is goofy and fun and everything, but then when you actually do commission work, you have to actually care about the details in general. Jeez, I don't even know how I'm gonna go about doing like animations for this. I don't even want to think about it, man. What is this song? Oh, this is a game song. Oh yeah. Alright, let's check out how we're gonna do the basketball. He has it to his side and he's bouncing it here. Like that. The options what? Either have it in the front or back. Let's figure out the ball size too. Well, the O2 sensor is throwing code, so if I cut it off and leave the O2 sensor hanging slightly out of the cat, it won't throw the code. Huh. A big ball or small balls? I mean, like Uncle Ben said, with great balls come great responsibility. And I don't want that responsibility, so we're gonna give him some small balls. Small balls. This is pretty small, I think. Here, we gave him big balls, but no. Not today. Not today. Not today. Yeah, small. Today's small ball day, alright? It's a small ball day. We're gonna make it brighter, more orangey. Actually, light sources. I never identified the light source, did I? Like a dingus, like a little dumb butt. Like an amateur. I just said YOLO and just started doing art. I never decided where that light source is. The light source is coming this way, by the way. That's what we are establishing. So, this is not as important. This should be like that. This should definitely be more shadowed now that we know where the light source is coming from. This is from Zatch Bell, dude. Like this is a song from a GameCube game for Zatch Bell. Such a like I loved that anime as a kid. I thought it was super sick. But like, you know, who even remembers Zatch Bell, right? And yet this anime video game from like the early 2000s has this banger of a song in it, man. Sniff it up, man. Yeah, if you have the light coming this way, I want this to be more in shadow. Zatch Bell, it's a old-ish, it's an oldie. Like it's not a popular, like when people think about anime, no one goes, you know, Dragon Ball's pretty cool, and you know, Uzaki Wants to Hang Out is pretty cool, but you know what? I want to watch Zatch Bell. Like no one says that, dude. It's a very kiddie like anime that was cool at the time for that demographic, and then once you grow up, it's like not that great. It's kind of weird also, cause like these toys, it's like Pokemon, but instead of animals, small children. Like animal fighting is one thing, but then kid fighting, but they're a toy. That's the thing. Like I don't know. It's goofy. It's weird. The theme did not age well either, man. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world at the time, and I listened to it again. Did not live up to it. Yeah, Child Fight Club, basically. You know what did age well? Bo 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 bo. Oh, this joint. The intro's kind of yeah, it's very shite. I love it, man. He's got the nose hairs he fights with. This is super weird. It's a super weird anime, dude. I love it though. It's so goofy, dude. But like it knows it's goofy, you know, it's self-aware. That's why it's a banger, man. Never heard of this one either. Yeah, no one. Yeah, it's also a very It's a very weird show, man. Not many people are weird. Well, yeah, it's very funny, man. It's a very goofy, man, show. It's a comedy. There's no continuity. Like, you think there is in the beginning, and then there's just absolutely not. Weird bits. Oh, where's a good one? What's a good one? I can't even remember half this stuff.
Here, fishy, fishy. Here, fishy, fishy.
Oh, who's that? Let me consult my character finder. Bo-bo-bo! I can't believe I'm gonna get to hang out with the big boss himself.
That's his nose hair, by the way. That's his nose hair.
Nose hair! Everyone knows fish swim in schools, and you're interrupting class! If I hear one more beep out of you, I'm gonna cancel the lesson and go fishing! Let's start!
Oh no! He forgot to use bait!
I had him and I lost him. Oh why, didn't somebody remind me that I was supposed to use bait?
I have to learn to speak up.
All right, class. Let's see if you geniuses can solve this problem. You probably don't know more than a box of beans.
Well, as a box of beans, I can tell you the answer is 12.
Like it's very surreal, dude.
By the way, these beans have spider webs in them.
Like, it's surreal, and there's some weird stuff in the translation too. Like, this is not supposed to be Nato in Japanese, right? But in English localization, there's nothing equivalent. So instead of saying, "Oh, it's Japanese, whatever," to keep it funny and goofy, they're like, "Oh no, it's spiderwebs."
Oh, by the way, these beans have spider webs in them.
It's already like, even if you translate it properly, it's already surreal as hell.
Whoever can solve this problem will graduate.
So let's see. You carry over 8 from 6 times.
But then on top of that, there's like this weird layer of it too. Though the greatest thing is ghost stories. If you know ghost stories, you already know. You already know. Do you know ghost stories? I'm confused. Like, ghost stories is the best. I've never watched anime, but every clip of Bobo is the best thing. It is fantastic, dude. Bobo is so nutty, dude. You don't have to like anime to enjoy it.
You really are very.
I'm steamed at you, Raz.
Like, that character wasn't a thing before. There's no context here. There's no context. Just things just happen.
Red really needs to rise to the occasion. No more loafing. We must be the upper crust.
He's gone soggy.
Everybody knows that. To be strong, you gotta eat more bread.
You need to finish it? Yeah, it's Ghost Stories is amazing, man. Ghost Stories is chef's kiss. Beautiful. It's fantastic. Ghost Stories just goes crazy, man. Literally probably the greatest dub ever. I will commit to saying that, man. I think Ghost Stories is like the best dub ever. People who deny it are scared of the truth. Oh no. Oh, I did this stuff in the wrong layer. So this is like almost done, I think. This is basically done at this point. If I'm gonna be honesto, I think this is basically done. I'm just fine-tuning the last part. But this is the last 2%, but it's the hardest 2%. It's the hardest 2%. The 2% is always the hardest to get. That's why they leave it in milk, alright? If the getting the last 2% was easy, then we wouldn't have 2% milk. I need to finish it though. Great Teacher Onizaka is a great one too. Yeah, I've seen bits. It's goofy. I know the teacher is a morally pretty good dude. It's just that, like, sexualizing like high schoolers, I struggle with that, man. I'm not gonna lie. I struggle with that. You know? Like, Golden Boy is great. And the reason I can tolerate is that most of the time, they're like, all the time, they're adults. So I'm like, alright, cool. This is funny, goofy, little humor, cool, whatever. But like that one, it's like, oh, I feel, I don't feel as comfy with this. All right, guys, what do you this leg position? How are we feeling with this? I also don't like this. Like, I'm gonna move this down more, and I'm gonna move this forward because, like, even though this is supposed to be 3/4 view, it's supposed to be 3/4 view. It actually is like not right now. So like, we're gonna change this a little bit to make it more accurate, anatomically accurate. Cause these losers don't know anything about anatomy. Okay, this looks weirder too. This might be just a losing battle for me. You'd think the smaller the pixel count is, the easier it becomes, but no, it's like the opposite, man. Like, the higher the pixel count, the easier it is to do one frame. The easier it is to convey what you want, right? Explicitly. Animating is a different story because the more pixels, the more you have to be working with. But if we're talking just purely conveying what you want to convey, oh yeah, then 100%. The higher the pixel count, the easier it is to convey what you want to convey. But oh, for this is hard, man. It's weird. It's weird how that works out. Because you'd think it's the opposite, but no, it's not. You'd think it's the opposite, but you'd be wrong. And I forget that too. Like I'm telling you guys this, but I also forget this too. It's a little piece of art, man. Ooh, bench pressies. Okay, cool. All right. Let me save this. Sprite. Style test. And we'll hit that bench press, the 220s. Oy. One sec. Let me get you guys a good view. We actually have the bench again now. We have the bench again, so you can actually see me hit it. Oos. 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 One, two. My arms are sore though. I did push-ups yesterday. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah, dude. My arms, specifically my titties, are a little bit sore from yesterday, man. Oopsie. Accidentally opened this up. Let me go back to this scene. Oh, another one? Oh, hydrate, yeah. I need to get some water. Good, thanks for the reminder. I'll get some water. One sec. All right, gentlemen. I have the water. The water has been acquired. Prepare for moisture. Prepare for moisture. Don't go spending. Oh, he's gonna do it. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared. I am scared of Spartan, dude. Speaking of which, at some point, I'm gonna start this week developing the bot and have a design for what it's gonna be doing, how things are gonna work. We're gonna have oh, whatever. 1 second. Let me finish this guy up. I think he looks pretty fine as is. Let's do the test. Let's do the test. The flip test. Ay, man. The perspective does not look convincing to me. I think part of it is gonna be the arm. Alright, we're gonna do a couple more minutes with this. Couple more minutes. Just give me a minute, guys. Give me a minute to cook. To just sell the perspective better. I think that's a real thing, is just selling the perspective. If I can sell it better. Then we're king, we're golden. I think this leg is too thick. But we're gonna move this out more. I'm gonna bring the torso up a little bit as well. I'm at 7.2K. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Oh, that's actually terrifying. Okay. Yeah, but for the system I'm gonna be introducing, this new system, I'm gonna replace all the channel points with that system instead. And there's gonna be an algorithm. And the big thing is that we're gonna introduce scuffles or battles or whatever, where you can challenge someone for their points, and we can do it like a battle or like a gamble. And if you do the gamble, you get to choose how much you want, and if you do a battle, it's gonna be a little bit different. There's gonna be some different rules involved there. There's gonna be some stats. We'll talk about that though. I'm still fleshing it out. The technology exists for it already. I already have the technology for it, so I'm just finalizing the design before we execute it. This song is good, but it's just so. This is banger. This art's really nice. I like the style a lot, man. I like that style a lot. But yeah, we're basically gonna do a gun buyback program. Like before I disable the channel points, I'm gonna have you guys send me a screenshot of what you have. At that time, I'm gonna make a stream where we're gonna do that, and I'm gonna add it to the system so that once we introduce the system, you're gonna have those points again. Unless I can actually directly use the point system from Twitch, in which case we'll just use that instead. But if we can't do that, then we'll do the we'll do the buyback program. I think I have to bite the bullet and be like, you know what? No, we're moving this eye down. Like, if we really want to try to be isometric, we can try to force it to work. But I think just accepting that I'm not going to make the isometric quite fit and just have the eye go down might be the best move. And it actually looks more natural now and less derpy. He does have that Vegeta hairline going on right now, though. That's actually better. Oh, I think this is a world better. A $10 gift card to Toys R Us. I'll see what I can do. I can see how I do. Maybe Dollar Tree. I see your Toys R Us. I'll give you $2 at Dollar Tree. How about that? See, and I'm a very generous guy. You know, I'm a very generous guy. I could have given you 50 cents at the Dollar Tree, but I'm gonna give you $2 whole. Think about how generous I am and cry. Weep over the generosity of your of your benevolent leader. Okay, I think I might just call this sprite here, dude. The perfectionist in me, dude, is fighting so hard. I want perfection. I want perfection. I want perfection. And I'm struggling to attain it. What if I do this? Yeah, I want his ear to be visible. I think I'm gonna make this a little brighter because this feels too dark. He kind of looks like he has the Chad face, dude. Instead of this being an outline. Like outline, it looks like, okay, that's the outline. But without that, it just looks like he has the Chad face, you know? Like he's being mewed too much. Like that's mewing, normal face. Mewing, normal face, you know? You see what I'm seeing, right? Like... Yeah, and I can't lighten up the edge too much because if I do that, it's gonna look. It almost looks like he has a beard if you get close to it. The ultimate Sigma male, yeah, exactly. Oh, there's a really funny video of I think Eris from Final Fantasy doing the mute, like the Sigma. It was funny just because it showed like the exaggeration in her rigging was so unexpected. I'll see if I can find it. Yo, what's up, Paris? How's it going, homie? It's going terrible, Paris. You see how bad he looks? He looks terrible. I feel unhappy with him. No, it's going alright. It's going alright, Paris. It's going alright, Paris. I think we did pretty good so far. I think I wrestled a little bit with the perspective a little bit. Added the departure from the original. I know at the top I said, you know, I can't rely on that sprite too much because it's a different game with different needs and all this stuff. But best viewers on okay, Sin.8. I kind of want to click on that link, dude. Like, I know, I shouldn't. I know this is some spam stuff. I know, like for my training in cybersecurity, I shouldn't click that link. But guys, look at this. This is like, it's such a goofy URL. I just kind of want to click on it, you know? Like I kind of want to spin up a VM right now and just open it in it. But there's the other part of me that just wants to raw dog it and just go in my, like, just open it in my actual daily driver computer, you know? Oh, this is hard. As I contemplate this decision, though, banned. The masculine urge to click on a sketch, exactly. The masculine urge to infect your computer with malware. But Mom, they said there was a hot single woman in my area. I had to click on it, Mom. If you're at work, but boss, Mr. Manager, they said they can grow your penis 6 inches. How could I not click on it? It was a calculated risk. No, like, dude, Frank, you have to understand. We're in the business of calculated risks. Yeah, I think this sprite is pretty good. I think it's pretty alright, pretty tight. Nice. I think we're getting to the diminishing returns area of this where, you know, I could keep working through it. But I think there's enough here to determine if we want to validate this style or not. So I'm gonna stop grinding on it, and I'm just gonna send this to the boy, send this to the guy, the man. You know, okay, guys, we're gonna do the extra mile. We're gonna do the extra saucy mile. All right. We're gonna do the professional thing. I could just leave it there, but no. We're gonna actually do the professional thing. The professional thing. Alright? Check this, check this. Oh, damn. My bad. I had to merge it down. Kinda have to merge it down there, buddy. When you work with tricks, you get the best mix. Okay, we're gonna have to do some magic real quick. Sprite size 25%. Oh, look at that. Look at that buckaroo. Look at that buckaroo. Alright. And then we're gonna just merge it down. We could have done the other way. But you know what? It's gonna make the other ones look like crap in comparison, so you know, it's called bias. It's called introducing bias, alright? Okay, no, we're actually gonna try to do this better. Be better. I shrinked it by what? A factor of 25%? 20%? So like multiply this by 400%, I think. Therefore I am. Ooh. My goodness. Quick with it. Got the skills. Alright, there we go. And then, of course, we're going to do that TikTok thing where we draw a red arrow to the thing. Just so, you know, in case they don't know what to look at. And by the way, the person I'm giving is Paris. It's literally Paris, the guy in chat. This man. So, he's aware of it. But you know what? We like to do the extra... Go the extra miles. You know, add some helpful notes. Dude, this music with this theme, with this note. JFK? Wow. Maybe this was Lee Harvey Oswald. What if Lee never existed and he was actually JFK? And JFK pursued a new career choice in the NBA and dyed his hair blue. Wow. Okay, I think that's enough of a clippable moment. I think we can stop this short and send the final deliverable. This is the kind of service you get when you work with Mr. Tricks. Alright. Here we go. Bam, bam. Just casually leaking our DMs. It's all good. That was a Deku voice. That was a Deku voice. Now when I think about doing internal monologues, that's just what comes to mind.